and battling life like nothing happened is my toxic trait. Because it took me a while to accept that I even had issues to begin with. Like, I had so many issues I needed to address. And I was like, I need to address them. I need to talk to somebody, seek help, go for therapy.
Oh, you've talked about... Wait, do you want to talk about therapy?
Yeah, like 100%.
Okay, so how does that, like, just, now that you've mentioned it, hey, listen, I'm not the one who brought it up. Now that you've mentioned it, like, how does therapy just, like, even help you just navigate life? Because at 22, I didn't need any therapy. I just needed to have a good time. That's me.
Yeah,
But
you see now generations have changed as such that even a 16-year-old needs therapy.
Sure.
Even children, that's why child psychologists exist. Therapy is not just about discussing bad things that happen in life. Therapy,
I thought it was just about scamming people money.
That's my career. Stop it.
That's what I thought.
Yeah.
But not anymore. Now I understand it in a different way. I thought
so
that.
For me,
but now I understand.
For me, therapy is more so about having somebody there who knows nothing about your life. You basically, it's like your human diary. You start from scratch. This person doesn't know you. They don't have any attachment to you outside of that 1 hour. Mm-hmm. Okay? They are giving you 1 hour of their time, 1 hour of their energy. Yeah, you've paid them for it, but it's credible. It's a credible source of guidance. You know? These are people who have spent years studying human behavior, studying people who have disorders like you, studying everything about the mind.
Yeah.
If not ask them about what to do with your problems, who do you ask? Because parents, at the end of the day, yes, they are parents, but they're being parents for the first time with their children.
Yeah.
They've never done it before.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah, like you're going through what exactly?
Yeah, and someone from my mom and dad's generation would not know how to deal with a child who has PCOS, ADHD.
True.
Okay, I've not been diagnosed with ADHD, but I know parents from my parents' generation who have kids who have mental health disorders, but they're not addressed because they don't know how to address it, not because they don't care.
They just don't know.
They just don't know how.
During their time, this was not something that was being discussed or even brought up.
Exactly, and that's why mental health professional exists.
Okay.
Because you need somebody to validate those emotions for you. Because if you self-diagnose, that is the worst thing you could ever do. It's like going on Google. You have a flu and then you Google your symptoms. And then Google tells you that you have like cancer and you're like, oh shit.
You're dying.
Yeah, Google will be
4 months to
side
live.
effects, death.
Yeah.
No thanks, I'm all right.
That's true. I think a professional person would just be in a better position to help you navigate and make you understand it's not just you. There's some other people with similar problems who've been going through this, and it's okay to go through this as you figure
I'll give you a really good example of that. Mm-hmm. When you have a flu, it's very easy to treat a flu at home with home remedies, right? Mm-hmm. But there's some people who, if you have a flu, you go to a doctor, right? The same way is if you have anxiety, you can treat the anxiety at home, but you go to a doctor to give you the right treatment. Mm-hmm. Treatment that will help you faster, treatment that will... It's the same scenario. If you're going to a doctor for your physical health, go to a doctor for your mental health. And that's something I'll stand by for the rest of my life.
I respect that. And, as much as, people never want to have these discussions, we also have to understand that, like you've said, generations change.
Yeah, times are changing.
We also have to understand we have so much pushed, like just... Our parents didn't have like this whole social media thing, interacting with over 100 people in a day. Yeah, it's
true.
So for us, it's different. Our traffic is...
My parents, when I tell them, like, I got like 50K views on my TikTok, and they're like, 50,000 people?
50,000.
And for some people, that's nothing. Like people who are in the digital space, that's nothing.
Yeah.
But if you tell your parents, I got like, I hit 7,700 followers.
That's crazy.
And they're like, 7,000 people know you or follow you and have like reached out to you. And I'm like, that's how life is now. And having all those external factors, there's so many more factors that are affecting kids of this day and age.
Yeah.
You need extra resources.
For them, they didn't have that. It was much... I think the one thing I envy about them, they didn't have to deal with all this.
Nothing. They didn't have any of it.
Yeah. So it was much easier. Now things are complicated. And I think that's why, like the same way you've said, they wouldn't know the answer or how to help you as much as they are your parents. Like, I'm like, yo, somebody's just bullying me on like social media. They'll be like, what? Then
How they didn't deal with it in their
why
time.
don't you delete it?
Yeah.
And then they're like, no, I can't just delete a whole page. This is still
Exactly.
part of me branding myself, just a recreational kind of like source as well.
Yeah.
So I can't just delete it. This is is
Yeah.
just how we live now.
Some things I always remember is like when your dad or mom asks you how to use Facebook or how to use Instagram,
Yeah.
always remember that they taught you how to use a spoon.
Yes.
So
Yes.
that's something that it always like rings in the back of my mind is when my parents ask me so many questions about how to do this and how to do that, I'll just take a deep breath in and be like, you know what, Eesha, they taught you how to use a spoon.
And remember the patience they had when
Exactly.
teaching you all these things. They were
Exactly.
like, you're just messing up all the time. And they're like, no, it's all
It's
good.
okay, let her
just
have her
just
time.
try again.
Exactly.
Try again.
So yeah, I think if you have parents, if
Yeah.
you have the privilege of having your parents near you,
Yeah.
always cherish it. Like I will
You hear
always
that?
cherish that.
You heard that? Cherish your parents. You better.
Sometimes it's hard though, because parents can be
Yeah.
they haven't done it before, so they make mistakes as well, and that affects your personality as well.
Yeah.
But I
Understand this is their first run
Yeah.
doing this.
And it's
Yeah.
you have to also remember that there's another thing I always say is that do you just think about it that your mother is also just a woman?
Yeah.
Like your father is also just a guy. Like
Yeah.
they're just people.
Yeah.
They're not parents. Their
Yeah.
identity is not as a parent. Their identity is individual.
Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah.